Hey, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Dash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the old elect. Shalom. Yahweh being in the name of God, who the world ignorantly calls God. Bahashim in the name Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Again, it's not God, it's not Jesus Christ. It's Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names of the Heavenly Father and the Son. And those are the names you are going to need to call on in these times to come and save you. Ain't no other name given among men whereby we must be saved. The only true names that are going to save you is Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. And they're coming back to redeem the 1/3 of the elect, which you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native, and Seminole Indians. And 2/3 are slated for a sore destruction. This is your brother Sadak Shard, and I'm coming back with another quick lesson. Basically going into Esau Edom got an answer for all the atrocities that he put upon the Israelites, man. You know, all that persecute, and harassing. Basically got an answer for slavery, man, because he's guilty for all the crimes and murder that he have done to the Israelites. You know, how he hung us, how he made clothes out of us, how he, fed our babies to alligators, how he killed a whole nation of people. How he did the Gadites. Esau Edom got an answer for all the crimes that he done to the Israelites, and what he still continued to do today. You see, all these racially profiling, how he harass and pursue Jake today. You see, it's articles on how he hunt Jake like a sport in Taylorsville, Mississippi. He basically trapped Jake, saying that they had a job, and he basically brought him out to the woods and told him to run. Just a whole bunch of madness that he got an answer for. And I got some words right here. You got retaliation, retribution, persecute. And I'm going to go on some of them and then get some scriptures. And I hope we'll be able to find. Start with persecute. Persecute. It says subject to someone to hostility or ill treatment, especially because of their ethnicity, religion. You see. And similar words you got oppress, abuse, victimize, right? It says subject to someone to hostility or ill treatment. And who do that to us? That's Esau Edom, the so-called white man. It says oppress. Keep someone to surveillance and hardship, especially by the unjust exercise of authority, a system that oppressed working people. That's Esau Edom. Abuse. Treat a person or an animal with cruelty or violence, especially regardless or repeatedly. And that's their slavery. Harass, subject to aggressive pressure and um, um, intimidation. You got hound, trouble, annoy, bully, hassle. you know let's look at this word. Some more similar words: oppress, abuse, victimize, ill-treat, mistreat, punish, afflict, pain and suffering, torture, torment, martyr, afflict. You see, let's look at this word, ill treatment. Ill treatment, cruelty, inhumane treatment, abuse, mistreat. The action of mistreating or fact of being mistreated, ill treatment. And that's Esau Edom, how he does the Israelites. Even today, killing unarmed Israelites, shooting them in the back. Jake be having a back. You do got some Jake that fight back, shooting at the police or whatever may have you. But you do have some Israelites that be unarmed. And they be trying to find any and every way to harm the Israelite. But you said the blessing, that we got. You said the days of my born and of my father is at hand. Then when I sleep, my brother Jacob. You meant that. And you going to have to answer for that. Let's look at retaliation. The action of returning a military attack. Revenge. The action of inflicting hurt, harm on someone for injury or wrong suffered at their hands. You see, and we finna get revenge. Yahweh Shemashah is gonna come back, and basically give this devil what he deserves. Their turn is coming, from the hand of Yahweh Shemashah. He's about to revenge us. Revenge, punishment afflicted, or retribution extracted for an injury or wrong. Vengeance, the action of harming someone because they have harmed oneself. Revenge. Retribution, punishment afflicted on someone as revengeance for a wrong or criminal act. Punishment penalty. You see, retribution is coming, man. Retaliation. Esau Edom, he's about to get it dramatically, man. Yahweh Shemashah is coming back to inflict pain and suffering upon one that done it to to others. Now let's jump into the scriptures. This is Revelations 13 and 9. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. Basically listening to understand. It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And who led us into captivity? Esau Edom. You see, the so-called white man. It says, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. You see, and must goes into necessary. It is necessary. You know, let's go to must. Salakia. It's for that word must. It is necessary. It is need of. It will behoove you. It is right. It is proper. You see, it is necessary for Esau even to be put into chains. This devil had deceived many, and he continued to deceive the world. This is Revelations 13 and 10 again. It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. You know, and Esau Edom, the so-called white man, had led us into captivity. Basically slaves, man. It says, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. It is necessary, man, to pay back, you know. And Yahweh Shemashah is finna pay these devil backs. Pay these devils back for all the atrocities and affliction and pain that he put upon the Israelites. It says, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints and the Israelites. It says in NLT, anyone who is disdained for prison will be taken to prison. And who is disdained for prison? Esau Edom, man. You devils must be put into chains, man. It says, anyone disdained to die by the sword will die by the sword. This means that the Most High's holy people must endure persecution patiently and remain faithful. Because, hey, Yahweh Shemashah is on the way, man, to our deliverance. And he's going to pay back tribulation to those that trouble us. And who trouble us? Esau Edom. You see, what is that? Sin is a righteous thing. Okay. This is 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6. It says, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. It says, in his justice he will pay back those who persecute you. And who, we went into that word persecute. Who persecute us? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. It is a righteous thing to recompense. Right? Recompense. It says make amends to someone for loss or harm. Reward. You see? And Esau Edom have afflicted pain and suffering, but these devils finna get repaid. Their reward is on the way, and it's slavery and death, destruction. You see, it says, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. And Esau Edom will be paid back for all the murder and crimes that he have afflicted upon the Israelites. Esau Edom got to pay back for that. Let's go to one of my favorites. Numbers 35 and 33. This is Numbers 35 and 33. It says, so ye should not pollute the land wherein ye are. It says, for blood it defileth the land. Murder pollutes the land. You see, Israelite blood is being shed here. You see, it says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land. You see, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, right? But by the blood of him that shed it. So this land cannot be cleansed by the Israelites' blood, but by one that shed our blood, and that's Esau Edom. So Esau Edom, the so-called white man's blood, got to be shed for the land be cleansed from murder, right? It says in the NLT, it says, this will I ensure, that the land where you live will not be polluted. For murder pollutes the land, and no sacrifice except the execution of the murderer, right? Execution. The carry out of putting into effect of a plan ordered or course of action. The carrying of a sentence of death on a condemned person. And who is a condemned person? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. They have a death sentence. They got to answer for all they murder, all they crimes. Yahweh Shemashah will not acquit the wicked. Nahum 1 and 3. These devils will not go unpunished for all their crimes. It says, this will I ensure, that the land where you live will not be polluted. For murder pollutes the land, and no sacrifice except the execution of the murderer. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is the murderer. Can purify the land from murder. So his blood gotta be shed. He gotta pay back for what he done. This is Amos 1 and 11. It says, thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof. So Yahweh Shemashah is not going to turn away that punishment that he have, that righteous anger, that indignation that he have with Esau Edom. They will not go unpunished. You see, it says, because he did pursue his brother. What does pursue? In the NLT, it says they chased down their relatives, the Israelites. You see, pursue. Let's click on this word pursue. It says follow someone or something in order to catch or attack them of a person or way. Continue to proceed along a path, a route. Go after, scribe for, right? Hold on, let's go to the Google. Get some of these similar words. It says go after, run after, follow, chase, give chase to, hunt, stalk, track, trail, trace, shadow, dog, hound. Let's see. Hunt. Right? And that's what Esau Edom did. And he showed no mercy. He showed no mercy. Now one can say, well, Esau Edom does have a place in the kingdom of heaven. You know, they got a deliverance too as well. They only getting saved for slavery. That's their reward. Destruction, slavery, and death. That's their reward. That's their deliverance. Their so-called deliverance. They will not have no place in the deliverance of the Israelites, of the elect of the Israelites. It says, thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away their punishment thereof, because they have sinned again and again, and they continue to sin. That's all they will do. There is no righteousness in the so-called white man, Esau Edom. They wicked as hell. It says, thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions and of 4 of Edom, Salakia, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they did pursue his brother with the sword. It did cast off all pity, showing no mercy. How you chase down your relatives, the Israelites, right? And you continue to still do that today. It says, and cast off all pity. In his anger he did tear perpetually, right? In his rage, you see, perpetually. In a way that never ends or changes. Constantly. You constantly continue to chase down and hunt your own relatives, man. Perpetually. A perpetual hatred, right? That's what you have with the Israelites. It says, and tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. And you kept that rage, you kept that wrath forever. And you was unrelenting. Let's say in the NLT it says, this is what Yahweh says to the people of Edom, have sinned again and again, and will not let them go unpunished. They chased down their relatives, the Israelites, with the sword, showing them no mercy. In their rage, they shed them continually, and were unrelenting in their anger. Unrelenting. Not yielding in strength. You see? So you gonna have to answer. Your reward has been sealed, man. You will not go unpunished. Esau Edom will not go unpunished. So like, yeah, I got a phone call. It was a spam call. I don't know people that spam whatever that spam number. What are they doing up at this time? Shit, I was not expecting no phone calls, man. But I'm gonna get a couple more. Esau Edom, you know, Esau Edom will be destroyed, man. Their kingdom will go down. You see, and then after their kingdom go down, they gonna go into slavery. And after that, they got a death sentence. They gonna be cut off forever. This is Obadiah 1:10. It says, "For the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." They gonna be cut off forever against that violence. You see, that perpetual hatred to their close relatives, man. You see, these devils gonna answer. They gonna answer. This is Obadiah 1:15. It says, "For the day of the Lord is near upon all heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee, and thy reward shall return upon thy own head." It says in the NLT, it says, "The day is near when I, Yahweh, will judge all godless nations, as you have done to Israel, as you have done to Israel, as you have done to Israel, so it will be done unto you. All your evil deeds will fall back upon your own head. Your reward is on the way." That destruction, slavery, and death will be your reward. Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Y'all have a place in the kingdom of heaven, and it's gonna be slavery. So I hope this, little lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kafadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the whole elect. Till the next time I say.